Hey, Rob Williams, thank you. I am here with Dr. Bob Gardner from ETSU. He's a professor of mathematics, but he is keenly interested in space, and that's why he's put together the coolest thing. Dr. Bob, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
The space age turns 50. Do you remember Sputnik going up? You're not that old.
No, come on.
A lot of folks
I vaguely remember the Apollo missions, but Sputnik was before my time.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of folks at home maybe remember it, and we've got some video, and I know that you're interested in seeing this too. This is of the, okay, now this is archive footage that we found of Sputnik's launch 50 years ago. As we watch this, why was this so significant?
Well, in the opinion of many, this is the birth of the space age. Yeah, I was interested in the footage.
Yeah, there's the dog.
There's Laika the dog. This is Sputnik 2.
Right here.
But, I mean, details on this kind of thing were really slow to come out. The rocket that the Soviets used to launch Sputnik 1, that was 10 years before there were any images of it released to the public.
Wow.
So finding details on the old Soviet history, that's a little tricky.
And so what it did was it got the world awake about the space age, and then the race began, right, to the moon.
Well, the problem with some of these things is it takes a big rocket to put a satellite in orbit, and if you can put satellites in orbit with a big rocket, then you can do other things with big rockets, like use them for intercontinental ballistic missiles and deliver warheads. And that was the frightening thing.
That was what really had everybody going crazy
Right.
in 1957.
1957.
You have planned an event for Thursday night at the planetarium, free to the public, and for all ages and intelligence levels. I was quick to ask that because I was concerned about my inability to understand what you were going to say. But
well, it'll be very elementary.
There we go. What are you going to be talking about?
I'll go through the cultural history of the idea of science, space travel, rocketry from, say, about 1900 to around 1957, because this was a big piece of pop culture in the 50s.
Okay.
Walt Disney ran some shows. I've got a few images from some of Disney's shows. Wernher von Braun, the rocket guy of the 20th century, collaborated with Disney on these shows.
Right.
There were comic books. There were articles in Collier's magazine. What von Braun's up to is trying to get public interest in this so the American public will pressure their politicians to fund a space program.
And that's what happened eventually, right? I mean,
that's what happened. This is before NASA, in fact, even.
Yeah, hard to, and it's just fascinating. If you haven't, if anybody you know is interested in this, and it's all ages, so there it is the space age turns 50. It's Thursday night at the ETSU Planetarium, and you can call 439-6979, 439-6979. Hey, Dr. Bob Gardner, thank you. Fascinating.
Thank you.
Fascinating face. We may just, we need to talk more. I got questions about Sputnik. 6:23, we'll be right back in just a minute. You probably need that video for your show.